So when you first start trading, one of the first trading decisions you have to make is which product are you going to trade? Now, for most of you, that's going to be ES. Not that that's the best product to trade, but that's just what most people end up doing. Personally, I would recommend ZN, but let's just go through the different products and what the differences are so that you can make your own determinations, yeah? Well, the analogy that I found most useful for new traders is to liken them to romantic relationships. So like each of these products are girls that you're going to date. And the reason I like that analogy is because you're going to be spending a lot of time and emotional investment in whichever product you choose to trade. Not that you can't trade multiple products at the same time. I mean, if that's your thing, I'm not going to judge. It's just my experience has been that usually doesn't work out very well. If you're going to scalp particularly, it's best to just pick one instrument and get to know that instrument really, really well. All right. So let's start with the market that I like to trade, which is the treasury market. And the thing I like about these girls is that they are thick. Okay. They're not fat. That would be the euro dollar, which is gross and distressing, but thick is good. Trust me, boys. There are advantages to thick. And what I mean by thick is that there is a lot of contracts being bid or offered at every price on the instrument, right? So when you look at like the 10-year treasury, there can be 5,000 to 10,000 contracts being offered at any one price compared to a few dozen in some of the other instruments. And that makes it a little bit easier to tell if a level is going to hold, and it gives you time to sit and think and make calculated decisions. So that's what I like about thick. On one end of the scale, you have the blonde, which is the 5-year treasury ZF. And she's really fashionable and popular. She's really good friends with the E-mini or ES, which we'll talk about in a second. But she's probably out of your league. So the amount that you make per tick in ZF is less than other products. So to make money, you're probably going to trade multiple contracts, and that means more commissions. And so she's more expensive to trade because of that. She can give really, really good moves off of news, but it's probably better to leave that to the high rollers. Now on the other side, we have ZB, which is kind of more the redhead. So she has a higher time horizon, and that makes her a little bit more independently minded. She's worth a lot per tick. So if you can get it to work with ZB, then absolutely go for it. But me personally, I've dated a lot of redheads in my day. I absolutely love red hair, but I was just never able to get it to work. So when I got married, I married a brunette, and that's what I do in the treasury market as well. I trade ZN. So ZN is very reliable. If you're wrong about something, she's going to let you know right away. Now, she's really, really thick. The thickest, really. And some people don't like ZN because they think that that's boring. But I think you find when you start trading it, there's actually a lot to see about ZN, and it can be really rewarding and exciting to trade in ZN. Don't let the fact that it doesn't tick up or down very often fool you. There's things going on in the order flow that matter, and it can be really exciting to watch. All right. So now the next market is the equity indexes. So ES. And ES is kind of like the popular girl at school, right? She has a lot of nicknames. We call her ES, E-mini, Spoos, Crack, and really the most popular instrument to trade. But the disadvantage to ES is that she is full of drama. It doesn't matter what's going on. There is always drama going on in the E-mini, whether she's moving up or moving down. And that can make it a little bit more difficult to pick a spot and hold it. You're going to need a bigger bankroll to trade ES because of that, right? Now, she has her friends YM and Q. There's also RTY, but they're just kind of being nice to her because she's the new girl. I'd watch out for NQ in particular. That girl can be a real bitch. I tell you what, you do not want that thing to run against you. Not saying you can't trade it, but you've been warned. That thing is the Widowmaker, and I've seen many a trader have big losses on NQ. So now you kind of get into some of the more quirky girls, So like there's GC, which a lot of the people that choose to trade GC are conspiracy theorists. So she's kind of nutty in my opinion. There's the sixes, which are currencies. They're a little brainy. Corn. These are thinner instruments, but if you understand that market really well already, then it could be advantageous to you to trade it. And then there's oil. Oh, oil. See, the thing I like about ZN, going back to the brunette, is that she doesn't lie to you, right? If you're wrong about something, she lets you know right away. But oil is just a crazy bitch. And not just like a crazy bitch, like she'll go against you. She is cold and calculating. She'll tell you, oh, you're such a good trader. Look at you. We're going to be rich in no time. And then next thing you know, she's slashed your tires, emptied your bank accounts, and left you high and dry. I'm not saying that you can't make money on oil. If you go and look at like top strip trader combines, most of the people that get funded are trading oil because you can get really good trades in oil. But I'm just warning you, you can lose a lot of money trading oil. Not that you're not going to lose money in other instruments, all right? It's just like dating. When you start dating, you're probably going to strike out a lot. These girls are going to reject you many, many times. Okay. But it's a learning process. You just got to accept that you don't really know what you're doing and just meet people and take trades. You're probably going to lose money at the beginning, but if you stick with it long enough, it can be very, very rewarding. So those are the instruments on the CME.